It's amazing. Here we have an acquisition function in the federal government spending all of this money to buy the latest technologies. They're buying artificial intelligence platforms and so forth. And yet they rummage through the modern day equivalent, the acquisition equivalent of card files when looking for how to do their work. What does it look like right now?
It looks like the Dewey Decimal System. I'm glad you mentioned some of that. You know, there's no shortage of policy, and so I would say it's disjointed, it's hard to find, it's not organized, and by the time you know that you need it immediately. And so it's a lot of sifting. I like to call it a scavenger hunt, but probably less fun. And so you're just going place to place, trove to trove, digging through files, sometimes paper, to really find what you need. And the speed of acquisition, the speed of that mission is only increasing. And so you just don't have the time to do that. And that's really the problem. So it's not that there's a shortage of guidance or a shortage of templates or clause libraries. It's just that they're kind of everywhere. There's a unique problem right now in federal acquisition. There is knowledge that is walking right out the door. Folks who have 40, 30 years of experience, maybe at one agency, different agencies within the DoD, that context and that experience that they have is really valuable. It's not a regurgitation of the FAR or agency policy or, hey, we've done it. It's really important context. And so the problem today is we've lost that expertise. There is still expertise in the room, but we can only move as fast as human recall. And that is not fast enough with the way that things are changing. Federal acquisition is nothing if not complicated and nuanced. And there's a reason why it's complicated and nuanced, but it can't just come straight from the FAR. That human expertise that comes from years of doing this and seeing different scenarios plan out or doing it one way that didn't meet the goal for the program, wasn't fast enough for the mission, that learning you can then apply to the next thing, and it comes from a human being. And so that is really where I think AI steps in. Yes, it's definitely coming from humans, but that AI can take that expertise and scale it across to multiple different people, multiple different agencies, and that's where the real magic happens.
So in this sense, then, you're not talking about AI as simply a way of automating the same scavenger hunt that people were doing, but somehow enhancing it. So maybe explain that for us.
Sure, and I'll double down and give you an example. The FAR and just general AI is not going to be able to have the context needed. So it might ingest agency supplementals, it might ingest the FAR, it might ingest policy, templates, guidelines, but it doesn't have that human magic, and we don't want to lose the human magic, right? It's not AI versus humans, it is AI amplifying that expertise that humans have, and that's really what we're looking for.
What would you get read back out of your AI exploration? Say, part 13 works better here, or part 15? I mean, what do you expect to get back out of it?
Yeah, so I think the key here is you're not going to go to a tool like ChatGPT and say, should I use part 13 versus 15, and what are the pros and cons? And so what we propose and what Unison is building and has built is agentic AI that meets you in your workflow. So you aren't pulling out of your acquisition system, opening up ChatGPT and putting that really novel question in. That requires lots of prompt engineering, lots of context to get you the best answer. Instead, you're putting in what you're buying, you're maybe using the DAU funnel to decide what strategy you're going to use, what your scenario is, you're putting in what you're buying, and the system itself is ingesting all of that context that you're giving it. Maybe it's flagging. Maybe a flag pops up and is telling you, hey, we recommend this, is that right, yes or no? That's great. Other times it truly is agentic AI, and it's taking in and moving it through the whole flow of the workspace and your process, and it's doing things on the back end to take you exactly where you need to go, not just flagging and saying, hey, maybe pivot here, or hey, maybe pivot here. It's doing that for you, and so the human doesn't have to think about those steps. I think what we really need to remember is the FAR empowers the acquisition workforce very intentionally, and the first part of the FAR, it's still there in the RFO as well. And so we should take that very seriously and use these tools that help us get from A to B faster so that it can impact that mission faster as well. At Unison, we are moving to a place where agentic AI really has that human expertise, and prompt engineering isn't as important because we have built the model with the expertise. We've controlled it so that you don't have to put the perfect input in to get a good output. You're really, it's saying, I'm going to buy commercial. This is what I'm looking for. It's making those recommendations to you. And then it's taking you on a different path depending on what your thresholds are, depending on your IGCE. It's flagging when you're over those thresholds. So you really don't have to do much engineering. You just have to work in your workflow. And really, I think the key is embrace that it's okay to have a co-pilot. It is okay to have an ally sitting there with you, guiding you through that process. It's going to save you time.
Seems like this is a great opportunity as you adopt agentic AI to end the scavenger hunt of maybe updating workflows to more enhance what you can do with AI rather than simply trying to plug the AI into an antiquated workflow.
Yes, yep, so that purpose-driven AI should connect into your contract writing system. It should connect into wherever you are in that process. It should connect into your budget office, right? And whatever financial management system that you're using. And it really gets to, yes, acquisition, yes, the program, yes, the mission, but then the downstream effect of auditability and all of the other things. And that's really important on the back end.
And that also, in some ways, helps not just auditing, but also helps the next time around.
That's right.
Because something's been solved.
That's right. So this AI should not be stagnant. It is not stagnant. It continues to evolve, it continues to ingest what you feed it, and it continues to get better and better based on those nuances.
And ultimately, acquisition better serves the mission in that sense.
Absolutely, that's the goal, right?
All right.